And good evening, everybody. And thanks to everybody that tunes in on the Rebels Racing Network, and obviously everybody that tunes in on the Goat Locker Racing Network. We are out here this evening in the Thunderstruck Tour Modified Series. This is the last race of the season here, and the guys decided they wanted to pay homage and to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Matt Geiss, who is the owner and creator of the original Rebels Racing League, and the Thunderstruck Series being a sister league to them. They decided to have a little fun with it. So this is going to be the Pope Matthew 125 from Five Flags Speedway. And this week, and we'll call it a little bit of a twist, not that we haven't done this here at Goat Locker Racing before, but Five Flags Speedway is Jamie's hometown track, a track that he's run on many, many times, and actually crew chiefed for a little bit in real life with a race team down there. So he knows this track like the back of his hand. So he decided for tonight's race, he's going to jump behind the wheel of one of these Tour Modifieds and see what he can do out there. And I tell you what, thus far, it's looking pretty good for the hometown boy as he's sitting on the pole here tonight with a lap time of 15.9 seconds. So
pretty good, don't it?
Should be a damn good race here this evening. Jamie, I know you're amped up for it.
Oh yeah, this is it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. Gonna be a tough field. But there's three guys in qualifying. They were under 16 seconds. In practice, there was other guys that were under that as well. So it's gonna be a tight field. I guess it's gonna come down to who can take care of these tires the best, because as you know, in this series, we only get the one set. So gotta make them last for 125 laps.
Yeah, and so with only 14 cars being in the field here this evening, the wheel won't be any B main or heat race beforehand. So they're going to go straight into warm-ups right now. So a couple minutes of warm-ups here, and get the tires warmed up, get the equipment checked and all that. And then we'll get underway for 125 laps here at Five Flags Speedway, which is a really cool, just under half-mile track down there in the panhandle of Florida. And I know it's a lot of fun. I've run a few races here, and obviously I don't have the seat time you do, Jamie.
No, but this is a whole different animal with the Tour Modified, I'll tell you that. It runs a little bit different than you would a stock car. So it's a little bit of an adjustment so far here in this practice, but I think we'll be okay.
I think you're going to be too, considering you laid down the fastest lap of the entire session thus far in the 15.9. So we'll try to give you as much space as possible, because I know you're going to go out there tonight, hunt for that win. But yeah, I agree with you. It's a tight group of drivers here this evening. Practice times, we saw a handful of guys get under 16 seconds, but almost everybody else was hovering right there at that mark. So we'll have to see as the race goes on. And again, with these Tour Modifieds, the set of tires that you start the race on are the set of tires you're going to have to finish the race on. No tire changes here. No real reason to come down pit road unless you get into some sort of trouble or an accident. You've got one quick request. We see Jamie on his lid right now. It's probably not the best place to be, but, hey. But no trips down pit lane, nothing like that, unless you get into some sort of an accident. You'll have that quick repair in your back pocket. But the warm-ups are finishing up here, and we should be able to move over to our starting grid here very shortly.
Yeah, it's about time to get it on. I see we've got Lanford Nation in the house already tonight, so good to see them out.
As we look at tonight's starting lineup for the Pope Matthew 125, these guys come up with the silliest stuff. We got Jamie Barkers, our own Jamie Barkers from Goat Locker Racing, sitting on the pole tonight with that time of 15.899. Starting to his outside is going to be Austin McCurdy in that number 40. Starting in third is Taylor Schmidt in the 66. Starting in fourth is going to be Dylan Moyer in that number 62. Starting in fifth, Cody Bame in that number 78, who is strong no matter what he gets behind the wheel of, so expect to see him up there this evening. Starting in sixth is going to be Garrett Kinder from Reaper Racing in that number 13. Starting in seventh is going to be Thomas Capuano in that number 21. Starting in eighth from Lanford Nation, Colton Lanford in that 025 from JBR Motorsports. Starting in ninth is going to be Frank Barbary in that number 29 from Five Kings Motorsports. Starting in 10th is going to be Devin Schmidt in that 888. Starting 11th is Charlie Gates in the 55. Starting in 12th is going to be Phil the Hitman Monzo in that 44. Starting in 13th is going to be Keith Lichtenwallner in that number 168. And starting shotgun on the field here this evening is going to be William Griffith in that number 12 from Reaper Racing. I'm not going to lie, Jamie. That Goat Locker Racing Tour Modified looks awful good up there sitting in first place.
It feels good, that's for sure.
Love it when we come out to these type of tracks and have this Saturday night short track kind of hometown feel to it. This track definitely has that, and especially putting these Tour Modifieds out here. But we talk about it week in and week out with these Tour Modifieds, and they are drivers' cars for sure. And so guys are going to be fighting, a little bit of a tight condition coming off the corners and really just trying to get them to turn. But the pace car is off, and we're getting ready to get underway. Green flag is out, and we are underway here at the Pope Matthew 125 from Five Flags Speedway. And Jamie Barkus in the number 15 gets a great start, clears everybody, and now he has Austin McCurdy that is trying to clear the 66 of Taylor Schmidt right now for second place. But Jamie continues to pull away just a little bit here. They finally settled it out for second place as now Cody Boehm is to the outside looking for third. A lot of tight racing back through the field right now. But most of the field is getting sorted out. Got a few battles going on in the back, and you see a couple guys getting into each other. But Austin McCurdy in that number 40 car is looking awful strong right now as he is getting up towards the rear bumper of Jamie Barkus in that number 15. We still have some battles going on back through the field as well. As we look back at that battle for third, Cody Boehm really sends it in there on the high side. Looks like he's going to be able to clear, and does coming off, so he moves into third place. As now Austin McCurdy looks at the inside of JB Barkus to try to take over the lead of this race.
Yeah, I'm just going to let him go. He wants to burn his tires up. Good on him.
And we have a new leader here. Austin McCurdy in that number 40 car out to the point. JB Barkus back in second place right now, and Cody Boehm in that number 78 has moved up a couple spots and now finds himself in third position. We look back through the field here a little bit, and it looks like everybody's really gotten themselves sorted out single file. We'll check back in on Garrett Kinder right now in that number 13, as he has got himself up to the fifth position. So got himself up in the top five. He really was one of the cars during practice that had some great lap time there. He was top of the leaderboards at the end of practice, but qualifying, I just couldn't quite find the speed of the top guys. So he's going to have his work cut out to get up there if he wants to try to battle for a win here tonight. And now we look back at the number 21 of Thomas Capuano. He's sitting solidly in sixth place. Frank Barbary in seventh. A couple guys kind of sliding back through the field there a little bit. Dylan Moyer's down 4 spots from where he started. Colton Lanford down a spot from where he started, but getting a feel for the car here. He's got a little bit of pressure from behind from the 55 of Charlie Gates right now. Go back up front and check in on our leaders and see how it's going. Because it looks like the battle for the lead is going to tighten back up again. And I think you're right, Jamie. I think he might have used up his equipment a little bit early, as you seem to be reeling him right back in.
Yeah, I don't know if that is that or just, missing marks or whatever. Oh, goodness, speaking of missing marks. Gotta stay off that apron. You hit that apron here, that car is going to go for a ride.
Just the suspension unloads when you get down on that apron. And yeah, if you're not careful, you got to get out of the gas there, make sure you get that car collected up, which you did a phenomenal job of doing. And so get back after it, get back into that rhythm, and see what we can do. As we're coming up on 14 laps complete of our scheduled 125 here tonight from Five Flags Speedway in the Thunderstruck Tour Modified Series. Been a great race thus far. No cautions to speak of. A lot of great racing back through the field, but really right now, a lot of the field has kind of got itself spaced out a little bit. We'll take a look here. Nobody wants to see that. We've already seen that one before. So we'll bring up the timing tower here on the left-hand side a little bit and kind of show you the gap back through the field as our two leaders of Austin McCurdy and Jamie Barkus are really out front of the field by 2 seconds. So those two cars have definitely separated themselves, and they're still battling back here for third position as Garrett Kinder continues to move up through the field. He now finds himself in fourth position, really using a different line than everybody else right now. He's up on the high side, getting some good runs off the corner, and really being able to get that car wound up to make some of these passes. We got a group of cars back here, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th that are all battling it out within a couple tenths of each other. So some exciting racing going on right now. But up front, the gap remains the same at about 0.3 of a second between Austin McCurdy and Jamie Barkus right now.
Charles Stevens. Pat's up in the booth, and I'm just out for a nice little ride around 5 flags tonight.
Yeah, been some good racing here this evening so far. And again, we saw that gap open up a little bit as Jamie made a slight mistake there. But he is slowly but surely reeling him back in as the lap times of the two leaders are still really mirroring one another.
And we're coming up on some lap traffic now, so
have to see how that you guys are able to navigate some of that, as it looks like number 25, I believe it's Colton Lanford, is getting up out of the way. So not having the best of nights for him as he goes a lap down early here, back in 12th position. As we look up front here again to Austin McCurdy in that number 40 car. Again, the two leaders up front are really matching times. Garrett Kinder right now is the fastest car on the track, sitting back in 3rd position. So as he continues to work his way up through traffic, we're going to see if he can get all the way up front here and have something for the leaders. But he finds himself quite a ways back right now. Not sure who that's down on the inside there, but we keep it down on the inside and we stay green. I believe that was Keith Lichtenwalner down on the inside there up against the guardrail, but again, he's got it. Well, now he's down in the grass. Not sure if he's trying to get the pit road or just completely missing his marks at this point in time, but it looks like he's really struggling with that car. We'll head back up front here, and the gap is really opened up between 1st and 2nd places now.
I've got the apron a couple times and just lost my rhythm. I got to get this back here.
As we continue to watch the leaders up front here, most of the field is really spread out right now. So we'll kind of take a view back and take a look at what's going on back through the field here a little bit. But a couple side-by-side battles here. Really haven't seen Cody Boehm come up through the field like I thought we would. He's been very strong here in these Tour modified cars, but Thomas Capuano now finds himself up in the 4th position. Garrett Kinder, again, we kind of talked about it, matching the leader's lap times right now. And he is solidly up in 3rd position and making up ground. As we take a look at our gaps right now, we've got Austin McCurdy in the number 40 leading Jamie Barkus about a second back at this point in time. So again, as he gathers that car up, he's able to track down the leader definitely faster. Garrett Kinder, the same. Both Jamie Barkus and Garrett Kinder right now are both coming up through the field because that gap continues to shrink to Austin McCurdy. That time around, Jamie Barkus was 0.4 faster than our leader.
Well, Mama Ellingson came into the thing, so I figured I better step it up.
We don't want to let our #1 fan down.
No.
She's going to tune in and see you behind the wheel of a car and absolutely expect to win tonight.
And from what I understand, she'll yell at me through the TV.
That doesn't surprise me one bit. As we continue to watch this race up front, it is going to soon be a 3-car race for the lead as Garrett Kinder has worked his way up to the field and finds himself within striking distance. And as we noted before, Jamie Barkus in the number 15 Goat Locker Racing entry has worked his way back up here as well after a couple early mistakes. And so we're going to have a heck of a battle here shortly for the lead. We have now completed 37 laps of our scheduled 125 here tonight in the Pope Matthew 125. Wasn't it the Tour Modified Series that also had Griff's sister 125?
It was, yep.
Yeah. These guys are something else. They get creative with the names of their races for sure. You never know what you're going to walk into when we're getting ready for the broadcast and they tell us the name of the race. We're like, of course it is. Of course it's the Pope Matthew 125. Why wouldn't it be? I tell you, I'm having a hard time not crew chiefing for you. Most of the time when I'm watching you race, I'm either spotting or crew chiefing for you, and I got to remember there are other people in this race right now.
Yeah, no, it makes it tough.
Now we kind of see everything stabilize between our front 3 runners here a little bit. No one seems to be gaining on the other person. Everything seems kind of leveled out. Our leader, Austin McCurdy, is going to come up with some more lap traffic here shortly, so we'll have to see once again how he navigates it, how it affects him as he comes up and through. We are down to 9 cars on the lead lap right now, with Austin McCurdy running first, Jamie Barkus, the number 15 car, running in second place, and Garrett Kinder running in third. Thomas Copano, as we've talked about a couple different times here, sitting back and forth, and rounding out our top 5 right now is Cody Bain. Again, really haven't seen him be able to make up much ground whatsoever. He's just kind of been stuck back there in that 5th position. Being chased right now by Frank Barbary in that number 29. Taylor Schmidt was another one of those cars we saw in practice that was really fast. He finds himself down 4 positions from where he started, sitting in 7th right now. Charlie Gates in that 55, up 3 positions to 8th. We got Phil the Hitman Monzo there sitting in 9th, up 3 positions from where he started. Right now, I'm showing Keith Licknerwater on the lead lap. Well, no, 1 lap down at this point in time. So Phil the Hitman Monzo is going to be the lap, well, as he goes a lap down. As the battle for the lead starts to tighten up here a little bit. Actually, the battle for second place is Garrett Kinder is all over the back of Jamie Barkus.
Yeah, I'm just going to let him go.
As we see the pass being made right now, coming down the front stretch, Garrett Kinder sends it down in there. He will find himself in second place. We'll see if Garrett can get up there and catch Austin McCurdy and take control of this race. Take a look back at our leaders at this point in time. We'll see that Garrett Kinder now has moved himself up into second place. He is definitely running faster lap times than our leader right now of Austin McCurdy at the number 40. As we're coming up on 50 laps complete of our scheduled 125 here this evening. We have been green the entire way. As now we see our leader lap past the 55 car of Charlie Gates. It's only going to leave 7 cars on the lead lap right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and we see a couple cars get together there. Garrett Kinder's able to scoot by. Keith Lichtenwaller down on the inside once again. And Charlie, I believe that's Charlie Gates that's in front of you.
It is.
Everybody was able to keep everything straight. As it looked a little hairy there for a minute. Because now we see Jamie Barkus lap past the 55 car of Charlie Gates. Had to look back up there for a second. And the top three are now out of traffic. We'll take a look at our gaps. As we see right now, Garrett Kinder is about a second back of our leader of Austin McCurdy. Jamie Barkus now finds himself 2.6 seconds back of the leader. Thomas Capuano, 6.3 seconds back. Cody Bam right now, 8 seconds back of the leader. So Austin McCurdy's really set a blistering pace here this evening as we are down to only a handful of cars left in the lead lap.
My goodness. I'm going to tear that fence down before this thing's over.
Well, maybe Five Flags needed a little bit of renovations and some updating. So, you know, you do them a favor every now and again.
Yeah, this car is just not wanting to turn anymore off of 4.
As Garrett Kinder continues to close the gap here a little bit. We'll continue to kind of watch up front. As we kind of heard there from Jamie Barkus, the car's kind of tightening up on him there a little bit. Now finds himself 3 seconds back of the leader. And again, we only have 5 cars left on the lead lap right now. Or a handful of cars left on the lead lap. The scoring and timing is still catching up to us. Take a look at those lap times. We can kind of see Garrett Kinder each and every lap's been able to pick up about a 1/10 of a second here. We'll check this lap here and see where they came in. I would call that about the same lap time. He was a couple thousandths faster, but he is definitely the fastest car on the track right now as he continues to stalk Austin McCurdy here for the race lead at Five Flags.
Yeah, I'm just going to take it easy here, see if I can't cool these tires back off.
Sitting comfortably back in 3rd place there, Jamie. You know, 3.5 seconds back. Next car back to you is 4 seconds back, so definitely got some time to gather up and take another charge as we're coming up on about halfway through this race. This time by 61 laps complete. So the laps keep ticking by here this evening as we get to see a caution come out. A lot of great racing, and we continue to kind of watch the battle for the lead here up front as Garrett Kinder continues to make up ground. Slowly but surely, within probably the next handful of laps, I would expect to see him up there battling for the lead. Again, as we stay green here, we'll take a look back through the field. Some of the different drivers and how they're doing here this evening. Garrett Kinder again up 4 spots from where he started. As we talked about here recently, just running some of the fastest lap times out there as he continues to track down our leader of Austin McCurdy. Jamie Barkus, who started on the pole here this evening, finds himself back in 3rd position. 3.6 seconds back. He is now running lap times, if not equal to, just a tick faster than our leader, so we got the handle of that car back together. Thomas Capuano running back in 4th position, up 3 spots from where he started. Cody Bame in that 78, one of the guys we usually see up front each and every week. Been back in that 5th position all night long, but comfortably sitting there. Frank Barbary in that number 29, up 3 positions from where he started, running in 6th position. We've got Taylor Schmidt in that 66, down 4 spots from where he had started. But again, still running comfortably within the top 10. Phil the Hitman Monzo running in 8th place. Charlie Gates back there in 9th place with William Griffith, another one of the cars we usually see up front, but I think he ran into some early issues there, as I know he brought it down pit lane. Keith Lignewaltner, very slow going around the bottom of the track right now. But again, not really sure what's going on with him this evening, as he just really doesn't seem to have a handle on what's going on with that car. But he stayed out of everybody's way, so. And then a couple cars, a handful of laps down here this evening, and we'll head back up front, check in on with our leaders here. Because now that gap has grown, as Austin McCurdy has been able to pull away by a couple tenths over Garrett Kinder and finds himself a second back now. Seems like any time anybody's had anything for Austin here this evening, as they get a little bit closer, he stretches it right back out again. Again, he's up to over a second lead now over Garrett Kinder, who has fought his way all the way up from his 6th starting position and was making good strides at catching up to the leader here, but he's now lost a little bit of ground as they continue to lap through traffic here a little bit. Bring up the track map and kind of show everybody that there are cars all the way around this track at this point in time. Even though we've only got about a dozen cars out there, they are all running their own race at this point in time, and the leaders are constantly having to fight through a little bit of traffic as they come through. Take a look up front here. The gap between 1st and 2nd has kind of stabilized a little bit. No one's really making a whole lot of ground on the other person, so as we get a chance here, as we like to do, let's jump behind the wheel of that number 13 car as he stalks our leader. As we've said, many times when we come out here to these tour modifieds, one, they are an absolute blast to drive. Almost an open wheel feel to it. I mean, you have all the Nerf bars that surround you and all that. But it's kind of a hybrid between that stock car and almost an open wheel to it. But as you can see, looking through the front of this car, you've got that big air breather sitting in front of you. So sometimes it gets a little difficult to find your marks and to make sure that you hit them each and every lap. But always a fun ride, and these cars, again, are an absolute blast to drive. We see him continue to stalk the leader at this point in time, and that has got to be driving him crazy a little bit, as he can see the leader, and he's gotten about this close to him and just can't quite get up there. Take a look again, as he has really closed up the gap one more time. Will he be able to continue to do this time? We will have to see. Oh, the caution has come out. It looks like William Griffith has crashed, as we can see him on the front stretch sideways. We'll go back and take a look, but that is going to bunch the field right back up together. As we watch William Griffith here, we'll see that he heads out into the corner, gets onto that apron, car unloads and just spins it around and comes to a stop there, which was the smart thing to do so he doesn't collect anybody else up, but that does bring out the caution. So that erases that lead for Austin McCurdy, and is now going to bunch the field right back up again, as we've got 6 cars on the lead lap. Should make for an exciting finish here to the end of this thing, as we've completed 82 laps of our scheduled 125 here this evening. So quite a long green flag run to start this race. Jamie, how was the car, and how was it doing on those long runs?
It used up. It's bad. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what's going to happen with these tires when we do a heat cycle here. I don't know if it's going to help them improve. If not, then 3rd place is going to be probably about the best I'm going to be able to do tonight.
Real positive news coming from the 15 car there.
Just being honest, calling it what it is. I mean, the car is just so tight. I can't get back on the gas when I want to. I don't know, about tore that fence down I don't know how many times. I don't know. Maybe I should have gone in here and used a faster pair, but we're just gonna ride it out at this point.
Yeah, at this point in time, you got what you got. There's not like an extra set of tires sitting in the pits. I don't see a whole lot of damage to that car, so I think it'll be all right. Matter of fact, I don't see really any damage to the car. You know, that outside Nerf bar might have taken a little bit, but that's what those things are for.
Yeah, as long as I guess I haven't hurt the suspension any, it's fine. But I'm not. I don't get. I must be missing something here. I guess I'm supposed to go through the grass.
We talk about it every week. We're like, maybe these tour modified guys know something we don't know. Maybe they go down through the grass to cool those tires off.
Well,
I don't know. You'll have to see if it works. It could be the magic trick right there to getting those tires nice and cool, so you can get back up there and take back the lead of this race.
I ain't doing it again. I was gonna do it again, but
All right.
we gotta get lined up here.
Cars are 2x2, so we're getting ready for an exciting finish to this race and a restart here for the first time here this evening. We'll see Austin McCurdy take off and get a great jump there, and Garrett Kinder as well. Now it looks like Thomas Capuano in that number 21 is to the outside of Jamie Marcus. We'll have to see if that high side holds up or if Jamie's going to be able to clear him. Oh, gets loose getting into the corner there. Good send. The battle for third is really heating up here as now we're going to see Cody Boehm sneak up into the picture. Jamie Marcus is able to clear Thomas Capuano in that number 21 and set his sights now on Garrett Kinder and Austin McCurdy in that number 4. As we take a look back through the field, much like the start of the race, I mean, there are a couple of early on battles, but everybody gets it sorted out single file. Again, we'll have to see if anybody has anything for Austin McCurdy here this evening in the number 40, as he has been the dominant car here tonight. But, this bunched the field right back up and put Garrett Kinder right on his rear bumper, as we've got 35 laps left to go here in the Pope Matthews 125 from Five Flag Speedway. And I tell you, Garrett is really pushing that car right now. You can see him take a little bit more of a diamond through the middle of the corner to try to get a good run off. A little higher entry really brings that car down and tries to power it up and off the corners here. But again, I mean, he can only get so close to our leader and then just can't quite get there to make a move on it. Looks like now that Thomas Capuano has now moved into third position. Jamie Marcus fallen back to fourth at this point in time, and Frank Marbury is going to round out our top 5 right now in that number 25 car. So a few different players up front. Austin McCurdy has been the one consistent here. We got a car smoking down to the inside, and that really almost messed up the leader there, and the Hitman almost gets into the way as well, and the 40 car has got to dodge a couple of lap cars right now. Woo, that was close. We'll go back and take a look at what happened with Keith here. He's already all the way around by the point in time that we catch up to him. As it looks like, we'll go back and take a look at it from this vantage point here. As it blips out there for a minute, we'll see the 168 come off the corner, get into the wall. Hitman hits him from behind, nowhere to go. Collects a couple cars up there, and that's what has us under caution right now. This will bunch the field up one more time here this evening as we are winding these laps down. As everybody takes a trip through the grass for some unbeknownst reason to me.
Monkey see, monkey do.
You know, hey. Don't know that's going to make any difference whatsoever. You know, I guess you got to do something to keep yourself entertained while you're making caution laps around here. So we've had a lot of great racing here this evening from Five Flag Speedway. Again, this is the Pope 125, the Pope Matthew, excuse me, 125 here in the Thunderstruck Tour Modified Series. This is the last race of the season. They'll take a short break and wind it back up again here in the next couple weeks. Crowned our champion last week. Josh the Jet Oswald wrapped everything up and was crowned the champion last week. So tonight's race really is all about getting out there, having some fun, and who can snag them a race win before the season's over. So be curious to see once again as we line them right back up again. You know, does Garrett Kinder get a little bit more aggressive and try to get up there and pass for this lead? As these laps are going to continue to wind down, guys are going to have to start making some moves if they're gonna move up here and try to challenge for a win here tonight.
This will be my first start on the outside.
Seen a couple guys make that move and make it stick because they get the good momentum on the outside on these restarts. But have to see how that goes here, and we'll keep an eye on our leader as well, as he's going to have control one more time here over this restart. Oh, and he is gone. We are back underway one more time here this evening as Garrett Kinder and now Thomas Capuano find themselves battling for second position. Garrett Kinder is fighting hard on the outside right now as those two battle. Austin McCurdy is quite getting away right now, but I know that one of those two cars would like to clear the other so they can get up there and try to battle for the win here tonight. They continue to battle side by side. As they come off at two. A lot of great racing going on right now. Oh, that time Garrett Kinder looks like he gets in a little bit too high. Really gets a heck of a run coming off. Almost looked like Thomas Capuano was going to come down and try to put a block, as now Jamie Barkas has brought that number 15 Goat Locker Racing car up into the battle here for second place. This whole time, Austin and that number 40 is checking out right now. So guys have got to get this thing sorted out quickly if they're going to get up there and battle. And I know Garrett Kinder would love nothing better to get cleared right now and be able to go up there and challenge for the win here tonight. As he now clears Thomas Capuano and that number 21, Jamie Barkas, is down to the inside of him and looking to make the pass for third. Oh, and that's some tight racing right there, but Jamie Barkas does clear him. And now sets his sight on Garrett Kinder for second place as Thomas Capuano and number 25 is now falling back to fourth position. And Frank Barbary up 4 spots now, up in the top 5, and then number 29 car.
Just got the 20 laps to go, so that's always good to hear.
20 laps left here this evening, and Austin McCurdy now finds himself with almost an 0.8 of a second lead. Jamie Barkas is 1.1 seconds back of that. And still getting a little pressure from behind from Thomas Capuano in that number 21. It's Thomas. Oh, and the 5th place car of Frank Barbary gets down on the apron, gets loose. Everybody's able to avoid him, so he continues on, and we stay under green with 18 laps left here to go. Take a look at our lap times here and see how we're doing as we look at the battle between Austin McCurdy and Garrett Kinder here. And really they're exchanging hundreds of seconds back and forth on these laps here.
You gotta be kidding me!
As both of these cars continue to battle. Thomas Kawano is able to move himself around the 15 car of Jamie Barkus, who gets into the wall one more time there. We'll check back in on our leaders up front as Garrett Kinder is really starting to close in right now. And so we'll continue to watch this. With 14 laps to go, if he's got enough left in that car to be able to get up there and challenge for the win here tonight, as he is getting some great runs off the corners right now. As we watch Garrett Kinder really be able to roll the center of that corner really, really well and power off, taking a little bit higher entry there and powering that car off. He is there. And he has 12 laps to figure out how he's going to get around this 40 car, but right now Garrett Kinder is definitely faster as he looks to the outside, gets a little bit too high there, continues to make that outside move here, trying to make that stick to get around him. But he is really rolling off these corners fast. We'll continue to watch this again here this evening as this battle continues to heat up. And we're coming up on 10 laps to go here tonight in the Pope Matthew 125. This is going to be tight as these two cars continue to battle here. Of Austin McCurdy, that number 40, and the number 13 of Garrett Kinder. Garrett Kinder now drops back just a little bit, and we'll have to see if he can gather that back up, get back up there and challenge for the win here tonight. As the number 40 car comes off the corner, brushes the wall ever so slightly, which is now going to allow Garrett Kinder to catch right back up. 8 laps to go here tonight at Five Flag Speedway in the Thunderstruck Tour Modified Series finale. Oh, and it looks like Austin is getting a little loose coming off the corners as we're watching that car really wiggle coming up. He might be running out of right rear tire right now.
He ain't the only one.
This battle continues to heat up. Really looking like that 40 car is running into some handling issues right now, as he does not look stable through the center of the corners or coming off of it. Garrett Kinder still looking pretty strong, but again, these laps are winding down, and we're coming up on 5 laps left here to go to see who's going to win here tonight. Boy, this is just going to be an absolute nail-biter here this evening, as these two cars run nose to tail. Garrett Kinder getting ever so close here. 4 laps left here to go to settle this race here tonight. Garrett Kinder getting really close at this point in time, realizing that they're coming to 3 to go, and he is going to have to make a move here. Oh, and I didn't know if he was going to get into the wall there or not, but Garrett Kinder does not. We have 3 laps left here to go. And that 40 car gets real loose coming off the quarter one more time. Garrett Kinder all over the back of him. 2 laps left here to go. Oh. I'm just going to sit back and watch this one. This one's been an exciting battle between these two cars, and we are on the final lap here this evening. So we'll have to see if he's got 4 more corners, well, 2 more corners right now, as Austin is able to pull away just a little bit here. So as they go off into 3 and 4, Garrett Kinder not there to be able to do anything with him. Austin McCurdy is going to bring home the win here tonight at Five Flag Speedway in that number 40 car. Outstanding race here this evening.
How am I out of gas?
Well, you finished the race, didn't you?
Yeah, coasting. It just told me when we took the restart with 90-something at lap 90-something that I had 40 laps left of fuel.
No
I'm at a loss here. I don't understand. Weird.
As we take a look at our race results here this evening. Austin McCurdy bringing home the win here tonight in dominant fashion. Really took control of this race about lap 9 and never looked back. Garrett Kender bringing it home in second position there. Great run for him up through the field, and thought he might have a little something there at the end, but a great finish nonetheless. Thomas Capuano in that number 21 car finishing out our podium here this evening. So as we take a look here, we'll try to grab our race winner and have a chat with him. Because I believe I've got about like 4 people up in the booth already. Hey, Austin, this is Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Heck of a race here this evening, man. I mean, watched you, from the drop of the green flag, be able to take control of this race and really never look back. So take me through your race here tonight and how you brought that number 40 home with a win.
Yeah, man. I mean, we just hopped in the session and trying to whip a setup. And I mean, I don't know, man, just all the cards fell our way. But the setup we won on was the setup that we ran at Irwindale. So that kind of made it easy for us. But no, I mean, we had a good night, pretty straight. Me and Thomas Capuano and my teammate, we were good all night. We were running the same stuff. So it was a good night for the whole Fenceline Films camp. And I'm just, I don't know, man. It sucks. This is the last race of the year, but we'll be back.
Hey, man, congratulations. This is Jamie. I tried running you back down there, but just not enough preparation on my part here, and especially in these modifieds, just totally inconsistent. So congratulations on the win, man. You were definitely fast. So is this your first race here with the Thunderstruck?
No, sir. I think this is my second race with them. I ran some point in the middle of the season, and we just hopped in this one tonight. It's probably my second race with them. So.
All right, on. So I'm assuming you'll be back full force for the next season when it kicks off?
Yes, sir. We'll be there. Hopefully make a full run at it. That'd be cool. So I like what these guys are doing. It's cool keeping it real. So I love it.
All right, man. Sounds great. Look forward to seeing you next season. Again, congratulations on the win. Anybody you want to thank? Shout out, sponsors?
Fenceline Films, all the boys back in Crowtown, CTR, Pittman Racing Engines, Phantom Racing Chassis, Thrustmaster Wheels, Skyline Materials, Barney Service Center, everybody out there that helps get this fast 40 to the racetrack every week.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the win here tonight, man. Get out there and celebrate, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, guys.
Now we got to do that thing, Jamie.
What's that? Garrett?
Yeah, we got to talk to Garrett.
Yeah.
Hey, Garrett.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I gotta have some fun with it, man.
I hear you.
I'm doing good, man. Life's good. Can't complain one bit. Got to hang out and watch the Tour modified race here this evening at Five Flag Speedway. A lot of great racing, man. Saw you as the top guy on the speed charts during practice. Lost a little of that speed in qualifying. Do you think having to work your way back up from 6th position was really the difference maker there? Because I really thought there at the end you were going to have something there.
Well, the whole qualifying deal, I had about 30 minutes where I had time to make a setup, so I didn't really have time to focus on making a Q setup, or it would have been a little bit different, I think. So that setup was the same one I ran in race, so it was just a touch slower than what I'd like for Q time. But man, it really didn't. We made fairly quick work. Got up into the top 5. Started P6, got in top 5 pretty quick, and then just kind of picked guys off as we went through. Didn't really lose any speed battling anybody. There was a few times I got stuck up on the high side trying to get around somebody, but other than that, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, I think I had something for him there at the end. Just didn't want to put the bumper to him too early, and then just kind of lost touch of him on that very last lap. My full plan was a bump and run coming off of 4, but unfortunately couldn't get it set up just quite right. So more than happy with P2 tonight for the 13 car.
Yeah, Garrett, man, that was a heck of a run you had, coming from 6th up to 2nd. When you caught me, there wasn't nothing I could do. I just let you go. So explain to me what this going through the grass is.
So, man, you're going to have to talk to Cody Bam about this. I don't know if it's 100% true or not, but after we had that long green flag run, it has been said that running through the grass cools your tires down better than just running on the asphalt. And I was trying to get them because I was cooking. So I was trying to get my tires cooled down a little bit quicker so I could have some grip on that restart.
Well, I didn't know if it helped or not, but I saw you doing it, so I started following you. I mean,
That's
I don't know.
dangerous. Following me anywhere is dangerous, Jamie. Come on.
The car did seem to run a little bit better on that last run. I just totally inconsistent with these cars. Haven't run them enough, and just kept making stupid mistakes. But I thought I was gonna be able to hang with you guys there for a little bit, but you guys had a
Yeah,
great run.
I noticed that you fired off pretty well on that restart. You stayed within about a second for probably 4 or 5 laps, and then once those tires heat back up, though, it purely comes down to setup. If you've missed it by a little bit, then it's completely evident.
Oh yeah. If I wasn't hitting the apron, I was plowing into the wall. So, not,
Yeah.
not the night I was home for, but you guys did great, phenomenal. Actually, the whole field did great. I mean, this is probably the one of the best races we've seen in this series. With the amount of green flag laps, considering this was on less than a half-mile track. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So,
Well, you know why the racing was so good tonight, right?
Probably because the jet wasn't here. But
That's exactly right, because 17 wasn't here tonight.
Amen.
oh man,
I'm just kidding about that. I want to give a big shout out to Josh. Congratulations to him on winning this championship. He locked it up last week, and he took himself his 832nd vacation for the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be honest, that's the reason I ran tonight, because it was over. Championship was over. I didn't want to mess with points. If it had still been in contention, I'd have probably just set out tonight. So, But anyways, again, congratulations. Anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Of course, I want to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch. Man, I'm happy anytime I get a podium with them on the hood. It's great fun having family involved. Of course, thank everybody over here at Thunderstruck. Josh Oswald kind of heading things up. Jason Warren, Aaron, just everybody over here. It's phenomenal. Mesa Motorsports, Magic Mike Motorsports, Manzo Motorsports. They're all contributors to this series, and we wouldn't be able to do what we do every week without having them on board and paying for broadcast fees, putting food on y'all's table. You know what I'm saying? So it's great having them around. Thank y'all for being up there. I've watched these races back numerous times. I told y'all before that I don't really watch races back. I do halfway decent, and I normally do halfway decent in these. So I end up watching a lot of these races back. So I get to listen to y'all's voices a lot, unfortunately. But it's a good time, and I can't wait for next season. I'm going to try and make a full run at it and see if I can't knock the jet off the podium.
That's what I'm talking about. And I will congratulate you on a couple of those subtle jabs. I mean, we appreciate it. I always, when we sit down for dinner, Garrett, I always make my kids thank you for putting for dinner on the table. I'm like, make sure in your prayers you say thank you, Garrett, for putting dinner on the table. So
that's what I'm here for, man. I put on a show. I'm sure after the night, that close racing there at the end, I think your ratings went up. You're welcome. If you get a raise out of this deal, you might throw some towards your boy.
All right, I got nothing else. You win this round, sir. Congratulations on finishing second, man. Looking forward to racing with you and talking to you a lot more, man. But great race here this evening, buddy.
I appreciate it, guys. Jamie, good running out, brother.
You too, man. Thanks.
Later.
And for our third place finisher here this evening, hey, Tom, this is Pat and Jamie up at the booth. You got a copy now?
Yep, we're here.
Well, good race here tonight. Saw you battling up there in the top 3 and up in the top 5 much throughout the night. And, with a couple of restarts there at the end, really looked like you had a pretty strong car. So take me through your night and how you brought that number 21 home in third place.
Yeah, Austin put together a really good setup during practice today. We messed around with it, but definitely suited his driving style a little bit more than mine. Obviously, with 125 laps, kind of adapted to it pretty good. But after 125 laps, I cooked the right rear, Luckily, didn't have any damage, but luckily, this SKM car was really good tonight, so got to put together another good finish. Really happy with it. Got to thank all the guys back at the shop for getting me here.
Hey, man, this is Jamie. Congratulations on that third place finish. I thought I was going to be able to hold you off, man, but if it wasn't getting on the apron, I was plowing into that wall, and I just didn't have anything left those last 15 laps or so. So congratulations on that. So are you plan on running this series full time next season?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put together a couple teammates come run with you guys again next year. Obviously, with Fence Line Films, we got some some real life things that we do. We frequently got racing on Wednesdays and Thursdays and Friday at Stafford Speedway. The best short track racing in the Northeast. Find SK Modifieds at Stafford Speedway. And we got those take priority, and then we do iRacing on the side. For me, iRacing is just something that I do for fun. I don't race nearly as much as all these other guys on iRacing. Probably got less than 100 races in total under my boot. But when I come out, I put 100% effort into it. I try real hard. I work up a sweat in my room, but I have a blast doing it. If I can get my videos done by Wednesday for the next season, you can bet that the Fence Line Films SKM machine will be here.
All right, man. Sounds awesome. Anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of them. We got to thank, first of all, we got to thank Black Flag Podcast, one of the best podcasts you can find on the internet. We got to thank TA Engines for this awesome power in this car tonight. Buzz Shoe Chevrolet, Stafford Speedway, as previously mentioned, Race Car Complete Solutions, the boys down in Florida, Jensen's for putting together this great chassis that we ran tonight. Obviously, Fence Line Films, Hokan Industrial Gas, Future Safe Cleaners, and Ryan Blanchard Designs for putting together some great logos to run on this car.
Well, congratulations on a great finish here this evening, man. Hopefully we see you back out on the track a little bit more next season, and best of luck out there.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
See ya. Well, Jamie, that wraps up the Tour Modified Series for this season. Like I said, I think they'll be taking a couple weeks off, and they'll spin it back up in again here. But a lot of fun. I mean, I definitely miss being behind the wheel of these cars every time we come out here and watch them a little bit. Glad you were able to jump behind the wheel of the car. Obviously, it wasn't the finish you were looking for, but had a strong qualifying effort, and I know you at least had some fun out there.
Yeah, it's some fun. Just kicking myself for the lack of consistency that I had during the race. The speed was there in the car. I didn't execute. That's on me. So, but it was fun. It's always fun to get out here and race, and I'm glad that it was. I'm glad the race went the way it did. A lot of green flag laps. Came pretty cool. What do we have? 2 cautions.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So, great job by everybody in the field tonight. It was a blast, and hey, a good way to wrap up the season for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great way to wrap up the season, and and all the racing that was done here, through the course of the season. And again, I want to send a big congratulations out to Josh the Jet Oswald on his championship here in the Tour Modified Series. Well earned, strong car all year long. We got to interview him last week, wasn't out here this week, but again, congratulations to our champion. And I want to say, before we sign off, thanks to everybody that tunes in on the Rebels Racing Network, and especially everybody that tunes in on the Goat Locker Racing Network. We do appreciate all of our fans and everybody that comes out and watches these races. All of it goes back to a great cause as we continue to support veteran-owned businesses and veteran causes out there. We would be remiss if we didn't mention our sponsors, Jam Printing and Promotions, Gill Insurance Advisors, which you probably saw, all these sponsors on the side of the Tour Modified car here this evening. G2G Trailers, Travis Lee Creative, who's designed all of our logos for us. Great Navy veteran that does awesome graphic design. You need to look him up there. And then Tracks for Vets and a lot of the different nonprofit partnerships that we have. And we really starting a new one down there in Florida, Jamie.
Yeah, don't know if we should really talk about it yet, but we got one coming, and it's a really cool one. Very excited about it. I know if you saw might as well let the cat out of the bag, because I posted about it on the Facebook page. It's an organization called Veterans 48. We haven't really sealed any deal with them completely. Right. I was going to go talk to them Friday, but actually they are heading out tomorrow morning for a ride up in North Carolina, I believe. So it'll be next Friday that I'll actually go down to Fort Walton Beach and have a chat with them, sit down, show them what we're about. and all that stuff, and see if we can't help each other out. But if you saw the Facebook post, they actually were leading. I haven't seen an update this evening, but they were leading a contest to have Paulie. I guess it was Paulie, right? Or
Paul Sr.
Paul Sr. Yeah, Paul Sr. from Orange County Choppers to help them build a motorcycle custom built bike that they are gonna donate to a wounded veteran. So that's the kind of organization that they are. That's what they're about, is providing custom built bikes. I'm guessing fit for disabilities to give veterans an opportunity to get back out on the road and ride, to do things they enjoy. So I'm excited to talk with them, and hopefully it sounds like what we've gone back and forth with so far, it's going to be a really good fit for both of us. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully into next week we'll be making something official.
That's awesome, man. And again, as we always say, built by veterans for veterans, and we will always go out there and support the different veteran groups and veteran-owned businesses as much as we can. But again, thanks to everybody that tunes in. A lot of racing left to go here this week. Tomorrow night, we're in the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series, so be sure to tune in to that at 8 p.m. tomorrow evening, as we're getting ready to wind down Season 1 there in the Truck Series with Goat Locker. And then on Friday, we are still round number 1 of the playoffs, race number 3 at North Wilkesboro Speedway. So that'll determine who moves into the next round. And then Friday night, we're at the ARCA Series starting at 11 p.m. Saturday is going to be an off day, and then Sunday back into the trucks one more time. So be sure you tune in and all that. And if you haven't seen on the Facebook pages or on Twitter or Instagram or those types of things, we are hosting another Race for the Hat. That will go down next Tuesday. Race kicks off at 8 p.m. Again, the winner of the race will get one of our coveted Goat Locker Racing hats, and then one person that tunes in and watches the broadcast will be randomly selected to win a hat. And for this race coming up, our race winner from last time, Jonah Colbert, will be up in the booth with Jamie calling the race. So that'll be really cool. So be sure you tune in. Be sure you spread the word about our race for the hat coming up this Tuesday. The more people we get out, the better, and the more people we have watch, better, because that means the more veteran organizations we can go out there and support. So thanks again for everybody tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow.